I'll start going to the gym when I lose some weight first. Have you ever said something like that? Or maybe, I'll start eating healthy when I figure out the perfect meal plan. How about, I'll join that fitness class when I'm in better shape so I don't embarrass myself. Here's the thing about waiting for perfect. It's not preparation, it's paralysis. And it's killing your progress before you even start. Hi, I'm Finn and I've got your raw daily fuel for today. You know what's fascinating? I've met people who've spent months researching the perfect workout routine but never actually worked out. I've talked to folks who own 5 different diet books but can't tell you what they had for breakfast because they're still waiting to find the right approach. They're not lazy, they're not unmotivated, they're trapped in the perfectionism prison and they don't even know it. Today I want to talk to you about the most dangerous form of procrastination there is, perfectionism. Because unlike regular procrastination, which we know is just putting things off, perfectionism feels productive. It feels smart. It feels like you're being responsible by waiting until you have everything figured out. But here's the truth. Perfectionism isn't about standards. It's about fear. Fear of being seen as a beginner. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of not being the kind of person who has it all together. Let's start by understanding what perfectionism actually is when it comes to your health and fitness. Perfectionism tells you that you need to be ready before you start, that you need to look the part before you play the part, that you need to have the right knowledge, the right equipment, the right mindset, the right circumstances before you're allowed to begin. But here's what perfectionism is really saying. I can't let anyone see me struggle. I can't let anyone see me learn. I can't let anyone see me as anything less than completely competent. And that right there is what kills your progress. Because transformation requires you to be uncomfortable. It requires you to be bad at things before you get good at them. It requires you to be a beginner. Think about it this way. Perfectionism is procrastination in a 3-piece suit. It looks respectable, it has good reasons, it makes logical arguments. But at the end of the day, it's still just keeping you from starting. Regular procrastination says, I'll do it later. Perfectionism says, I'll do it when I'm ready. But here's the thing about being ready. You never feel ready until after you start. Readiness isn't a feeling you get before you begin. It's a confidence you build by beginning anyway. So why do we wait for perfect? What are we really afraid of? Let's be honest about this, because understanding the fear is the first step to overcoming it. First, we're afraid of judgment. We think people are watching, waiting to critique our efforts. You imagine walking into a gym and everyone turning to look at you, judging your technique, your clothes, your fitness level. But here's what's actually happening. Everyone is focused on their own workout, their own insecurities, their own goals. You're not the main character in their story. You're barely a background extra. Second, we're afraid of failure. But what we call failure is actually just feedback. When you try something and it doesn't work perfectly the first time, that's not failure. That's learning. The only real failure is not trying at all. And this is the big one. We're afraid of our identity being challenged. You've told yourself a story about who you are. Maybe you're not a gym person, or not good at healthy eating, or not naturally athletic. And starting something new, even imperfectly, threatens that identity. What if you discover you actually can do this? What if you're capable of more than you thought? That's terrifying for some people. Let me give you some examples of perfectionist thinking that I hear all the time, and I bet you'll recognize at least one of them. I can't start lifting weights until I learn proper form. Meanwhile, you could learn proper form by starting with light weights and gradually improving. But perfectionism says you need to master the theory before you practice. I need to clean out my entire kitchen and meal prep for the whole week before I can start eating healthy. But you could start by making one healthy choice at your next meal. Perfectionism makes everything all or nothing. I should wait until after the holidays to start my fitness journey because there are too many temptations. But learning to navigate temptations while building healthy habits is exactly the skill you need to develop. Perfectionism wants to avoid challenges instead of learning from them. I need to find the perfect workout program that fits my exact schedule and preferences. But the perfect program is the one you'll actually do, even if it's not theoretically optimal. Perfectionism chooses theoretical perfection over practical progress. Here's what all of these have in common. They're all ways of avoiding the discomfort of being a beginner. They're all ways of waiting until you can start as an expert instead of starting as someone who's learning. Now, let me tell you about the difference between a perfectionist mindset and a progress mindset, because this shift will change everything for you. Perfectionism asks, what if I do this wrong? Progress asks, What can I learn from this? Perfectionism says I need to do this right the first time. Progress says I need to do this consistently over time. Perfectionism focuses on the outcome. Progress focuses on the process. Perfectionism is afraid of looking foolish. Progress is okay with being a beginner. Perfectionism wants to start when conditions are ideal. Progress starts with conditions as they are. Here's the beautiful truth about progress over perfection. Every expert was once a beginner. Every person you admire for their fitness, their health, their discipline, they all started messy. They all had days where they didn't know what they were doing. They all felt awkward and uncertain and imperfect. The only difference between them and the people who never start is that they were willing to be bad at something long enough to get good at it. Your willingness to begin imperfectly separates you from 90% of people. Most people will choose not to start over starting imperfectly. They'll choose the comfort of staying where they are over the discomfort of being a beginner. But not you. You're going to choose courage over comfort. Let me give you permission for something right now. You have permission to be messy. You have permission to not know what you're doing. You have permission to try something and have it not work out perfectly. You have permission to be a beginner. You don't need the perfect plan to start. You need a willingness to begin and adjust as you go. You don't need the perfect conditions to take action. You need to create momentum with imperfect action. You don't need to be the perfect version of yourself to begin your transformation. You need to start as you are and become that person along the way. Here's what I want you to understand. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. You think you need clarity before you can take action, but it's actually the opposite. You get clarity by taking action. You figure out what works by trying things. You discover your preferences by experimenting. You build confidence by doing things that prove to yourself that you can. Perfect conditions don't create progress. Consistent action creates progress. And consistent action starts with imperfect action. It starts with doing something, anything, even when you don't feel ready. So here's your challenge, and I want you to do this today. Not tomorrow, not when you feel more prepared, but today. I want you to do something for your health that you've been waiting to do until conditions were perfect. Maybe you've been waiting to start exercising until you can afford a gym membership. Do a workout in your living room today. Maybe you've been waiting to eat healthy until you can meal prep like a pro. Make one healthy choice at your next meal. Maybe you've been waiting to start a running routine until you can buy the perfect shoes. Put on whatever shoes you have and walk around the block. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be comprehensive. It doesn't have to be the beginning of your perfect plan. It just has to be something. Because something imperfect that you actually do will always beat something perfect that you never start. Remember this, progress beats perfection every time. Your willingness to be imperfect is your superpower. Your courage to be a beginner is what will separate you from everyone else who's still waiting for perfect. Perfect is the enemy of done. Perfect is the enemy of started. Perfect is the enemy of progress. But you're going to choose progress. You're going to choose action. You're going to choose to begin imperfectly instead of waiting to start perfectly. That's your raw daily fuel for today. If this gave you the permission you needed to stop waiting and start doing, hit that subscribe button. We're here every single day with more motivation to help you choose progress over perfection and action over analysis. Stop waiting for perfect. Start building progress right here, right now, exactly as you are. I'm Finn, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's keep going.